Okay, this should be number 3 and number 4 of writing proportions, AK Mystery Teacher. So let's first read the problem, and it says, geologists in Antarctica find an average of 7 meteorite fragments in every 500 tons of gravel they sift through. How much gravel must they sift in order to get 100 fragments? So it's already helped us by telling us the two things that are being compared, fragments and gravel. So I am going to fill in my numbers using that information. So I know 7 meteorite fragments, because this is where my mouse is with 500. So 7, 500. How much gravel? So we do not know gravel, so I'm going to go ahead and fill that in with the X. How much gravel must they sift to get 100 fragments? So I'm going to try to remember this in my head. 7 over 500 equals 100 over X. And I'm going to come back to my work. So the first thing that I needed to do was set up the proportion. We should be working right here. So the proportion is 7 over 100 equals, let me double check, 7 over 500 equals 100 over X. So let me fix that. 7 over 500 equals 100 over X. Step 2 is going to be to cross multiply. So I'm going to multiply my 7 times my X and put it on one side of the equal. Then to do the other cross, I will do 500 times 100 on the other side. So 500 times 100. Step 3 is to multiply out what you can. Well, 7 times X is still going to be 7X, so I'm bringing that down. But I can do 500 times 100. So just to make sure that I get enough zeros, I'm going to use my calculator. Clear. 500 times 100 equals 50,000. So the answer over here, 500 times 100 is 50,000. So as you can tell, this went down here, hoping that you're watching my mouse. This went down here. This went down here. Oh, I need more zeros. There we go. Now, the next step is to use that inverse property. I'm going to take that 7 and move it over with division. So I'm moving the 7 over to the other side, which leaves only the X on that side, which was our goal, to isolate the variable. So the next step is to do the 50,000 divided by 7. So I have 50,000 divided by 7 equals gross. But it said on my paper before to round to the nearest tenth. So 7142 point. Now I'm looking right here. This is my tenths place. I'm going to look at the 5. That 5 says to go up. So 7,142.9. 7,142.9. 7,142.9 should be my answer, and it changes colors. Perfect. So I've updated this page. No idea what that's about. I've updated this page so that you can see what is correct on this. We're going to now do the next problem. We're reading about tennis balls this time. A case of 24 tennis balls weighs 3 pounds. Let's deal with that first. So tennis balls goes on top, 24, weighs 3 pounds. 3 pounds goes on the bottom. Let's go with the next part. How much would a shipment of 2,560 tennis balls weigh? So that means that's a lot of tennis balls. 2,560 tennis balls, and we do not know what it weighs. So that's our x. So we have set up our proportion from the problem, which is 24 over 3 equals 2,560 over x. 24 over 3. So I'm setting up that proportion. 24 over 3 equals 2,560 over x. 2,560 over x. Now again, I'm using cross multiplication. That is step 2 to rewrite it. So I'm putting 24 times x on one side of the equal. Then I'm putting the 3 times the 2,560 on the other. The next step is to multiply what we can. Well, 24x is just going to be 24x. But I can do 3 times 2,560 using the calculator. Clear. 3 times 2,560. Well, that didn't work. 2,560. Looks like it's 7,680. 7,680. Now, our next step will be to divide. So I'm going to use that inverse operation. The inverse of multiplication is division, so I'm dividing by 24 to move it to the other side. That leaves the x on this side isolated as we want. And we should be able to solve now by doing 7,680 divided by that 24. And our answer will be 320. Let's go back over to our writing. And we got the answer of 320. Type that in, and our answers will be correct. I'm going to go back and make sure that you can see what I wrote on this one. Both things are important for us to have done, so please make sure you're following along. This is the best way to practice, is to continue to model all the steps that it takes to solve these two-step equations.